Beneath the placid exterior of rural pasture lands lies a disturbing tableau, a stark reminder of nature's darkest interplay when balance tips out of place. Picture a magnificent horse, once a proud emblem of grace and strength, now an unwitting host to a grotesque phenomenon, a malformed hive of bees nesting within a raw, oozing wound that mars the silky expanse of its coat. The sight is visceral, swollen, pulsing flesh riddled with honeycomb cells, the buzz of insects thrumming against the distress of muscle and skin, a living fortress of morbidity. It is a scene that arrests the eye and unsettles the mind, conjuring a curious mixture of revulsion and fascination in anyone who dares to observe. This is no simple case of insect curiosity, but a complex ecological microcosm gone awry. The infestations on horses are remarkably rare, yet profoundly illustrative of nature's opportunistic tendencies. When a horse sustains a deep tissue injury, whether through accident or neglect, the open wound presents a moist, warm environment ripe for colonization. Bees, ever resourceful builders, may exploit this unique niche, especially if nearby natural hives are disturbed or in decline. The host's wound becomes an unorthodox canvas for their architecture. Layers of waxy comb arise from exposed tissue, enshrouding the injury with intricate hexagonal cells. The bees deposit larvae and honey within these strange structures, effectively transforming the animal from prey into a living beehive. Behind this macabre synergy lies a grim biological reality. The horse suffers both physically and psychologically, enduring incessant pain, inflammation, and the constant barrage of bee stings from their anxious defenders. The immune system mounts a desperate defense, yet the persistent presence of larvae and honey fosters bacterial superinfection, turning the wound into a festering necrotic hub. The buzzing community of bees, meanwhile, thrives in the unnatural microhabitat. Imagine encountering an extraordinary creature in the wild, a giraffe, majestic and towering, yet marred by an unsettling spectacle, a grotesque swollen mass pulsating on its neck. A horrifying hive of bees nestled into the flesh, their tiny bodies swarming in and out, weaving an intricate and disturbing tapestry of wax and stinging life. This isn't a scene from a nightmare, but a raw, unfiltered reality in nature's darker theater, where survival and suffering collide in the most unexpected of places. This giraffe is no longer simply a symbol of grace. It is a battleground, a living shrine to the complex, and sometimes brutal, relationships between species. The wound, raw, oozing, and swollen, is not merely an injury, but a hive, a living bastion of bees whose infestation exposes the darker side of symbiosis that few dare to witness. The invasion begins with a small injury, easily overlooked, a scrape, a puncture from a branch or a predator's fleeting strike, becoming an open invitation to a swarm of bees, drawn by the scent of exposed flesh and the promise of shelter. What unfolds is a biological horror story. The bees, opportunistic and relentless, take to constructing their waxy stronghold directly within the giraffe's wound. Ants excrete layers of honeycomb, pressing against inflamed skin and melting into the raw tissues beneath. The result is a swollen alien mass, hot and buzzing, filled with thousands of angry workers fiercely protecting their new domain. These bees are not gentle pollinators in a sunflower field. Here, they are fierce tenants exploiting their host, causing tissue necrosis and inviting secondary infections that not only drain the giraffe's energy, but threaten its very existence. From a strictly scientific vantage point, this phenomenon highlights a rare but utterly horrifying form of parasitism. The bees gain shelter and protection, and perhaps even a source of nutrients from the fluid that seeps from the giraffe's wound, while the giraffe suffers persistent pain, restricted movement in its neck, its most essential and vulnerable part, and a potential spiral toward systemic illness. Under the microscope, one can observe the confluence of biological processes. The bee's enzymatic secretions break down tissue, while the giraffe's immune cells are overwhelmed. Their efforts in the shadowed underbrush, where wildlife weaves its hidden tales, a grotesque spectacle unfolds. An injured fox, its fur matted with grime, lies motionless except for the frantic buzzing around a monstrous hive grown grotesquely from its flank. This isn't an ordinary wound, nor a typical predator encounter. It's an unnatural fusion of flesh and hive, a living tomb etched in honeycomb and suffering, a macabre reminder that nature's order sometimes bends into chilling chaos. The hive's honeycomb cells, ordinarily the architects of sweet sustenance, instead brood with writhing larvae, their waxy walls pressed tight against raw flesh exposed to the elements. The stench is sharp, an unsettling mix of fermented honey and decay. Among the orange-brown body hairs, bee colonies swarm in unyielding numbers, their legs, wings, and striped abdomens pressed into every crevice of the fox's festering wound. What forces conspire to produce such a dark tableau? Bee infestation on a fox, a parasitic invasion beyond the typical predator-prey dynamic, occurs under rare but appalling circumstances. Usually, bees build hives in hollow trees or rock crevices, but when a fox injury creates a cavernous hollow in its body, desperate bees may colonize this accidental sanctuary. The fox wound likely began as a brutal territorial fight or failed hunt, a breach in the integument allowing environmental decay to take root. Opportunistic bees, attracted perhaps by exuding secretions or fermenting fluids from the wound, initiate their slow, inexorable siege. Over time, the hive grows, encroaching on living tissue and further debilitating the unfortunate creature. This is not symbiosis. This is biological horror. The infestation functions like a brutal squatter's occupation. Bees extract saliva, nectar, or other bodily exudates and deposit larvae into the wound's new chambers. The larvae mature, feed, and pupate, protected by the body's warmth, but sustained by its blood and fluids leaking from damaged skin. At every moment, the fox's immune defenses rage a losing battle against this unholy. In the heart of the African savanna, where the sun blazes down, and the air is thick with the scent of dust and life, a young cheetah cub lies in a state of distress. This is not just any ordinary cub. It is a creature of grace and speed, a symbol of the wild's untamed beauty. But today, this little feline is a harrowing sight, a living testament to the brutal realities of nature. A horrific wound, the result of a beehive infestation, mars its delicate body. The once vibrant fur is matted and stained, a grotesque reminder of a battle fought against an enemy that is both small and mighty. As we delve into this dark tale, prepare yourself for a journey that reveals the shocking intersection of beauty and brutality in the animal kingdom. The cheetah cub, with its large, innocent eyes and soft spotted coat, is a creature that embodies the spirit of the savannah. Yet, beneath this facade of innocence lies a gruesome reality. The wound on its side is not merely a scratch. It is a gaping hole, a festering reminder of the relentless assault by a swarm of bees. These tiny creatures, often overlooked in their importance to the ecosystem, can become a formidable foe when provoked. The cub, curious and playful, likely stumbled upon a hive, unwittingly disturbing the bees that fiercely protect their home. In a frenzy of buzzing wings and stings, the cub was overwhelmed, its body becoming a canvas for the bee's wrath. As we examine the wound, we see the aftermath of this encounter. The flesh is raw and inflamed, a grotesque display of nature's harshness. The bees, in their defense, have injected venom into the cub's skin, causing a reaction that is both painful and dangerous. The cub's body, though resilient, is now a battleground, fighting against infection and the toxic effects of the venom. The buzzing sound of the bees still lingers in the air, a haunting reminder of the chaos that ensued. It is a stark illustration of how quickly the balance of life can tip, how a moment of curiosity can lead to a life-threatening situation. But what drives these bees to such aggression? In their world, survival is paramount. The hive is a complex society, with each bee playing a crucial role in maintaining the colony. When threatened, they act as one, a collective force that can overpower even the largest of predators. This instinct to protect their home is a testament to the intricate web of life that exists in the wild. Yet, it also raises questions about the nature of conflict in the animal kingdom. Is it merely survival, or is there a deeper, darker instinct